Since 1973, newly elected fellows of the Academy have had to deliver an inaugural lecture as part of their responsibilities as fellows. And if you look in the brochure, you have listed the inaugural lectures delivered since 1993 for information. This program is being streamed live on the Academy's social media pages and on the YouTube. Now, I will proceed to briefly introduce the chairperson for the event. The chairperson for this evening's lecture, Professor Joseph R. AYEE, is the immediate past vice president of the arts section of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences. He's an independent scholar, a retired professor of the University of Ghana, who has also held positions as rector, deputy vice chancellor, dean, and head of department in 3 higher education institutions in Ghana and South Africa. Professor AYEE was elected a fellow of the Academy in 2005 and has served previously as the Assistant Honorary Secretary of the Arts Section and also as Honorary Treasurer of the Academy. Professor AYEE was the occupant of the UNESCO UN University Leadership Academy, Chair in Leadership Studies at the University of Jordan in 2001, and the Emeka Anyoko Visiting Chair of Commonwealth Studies, the Institute of Commonwealth Studies, University of London in 2013. Our chair served as a member of a team of experts that drafted Ghana's National Decentralization Policy Framework and Action Plan in 2015, 2019, and 2020, 2024. Professor AYEE has also been an adjunct senior fellow at the Institute of Economic Affairs in 2016 and senior research fellow at the Institute for Democratic Governance 2017-2018. Professor AYEE has been a member of the Executive Committee of the Christian Council of Ghana, and he is an avid scholar who has co-authored or authored more than 200 scholarly publications in several areas in the disciplines such as political science, public policy, administration, etc. His interests include political transitions, doctoral education, higher education governance, management, and the like. So with this brief introduction, I will kindly ask us to welcome our distinguished chair with a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorary Secretary, Madam President of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, past presidents, past and current vice presidents, the fellows of the Academy, students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't know that I would stand here to chair this inaugural lecture, but I had to do that because the current vice president of the Arts Session is out of the country. We have a very interesting topic this evening, and as a student of public policy and public policy analysis, it will be stimulating. And I like the process, the whole issue of monitoring and evaluation. And I think as a country, I'm not giving the lecture, but as a country, we need to look at monitoring and evaluation. And I think that the lecture will be able to produce results which we'll all be interested in. And our speaker this evening is qualified to speak on the topic. He has done a lot of work on monitoring and evaluation, and he is competent to deal with the topic. And our speaker is Professor KWAKU APPIAH-ADU. KWAKU APPIAH-ADU is a professor of strategy, policy advisor, management, consultant, and chartered architect with over 30 years expertise, predominantly in central governance, policy analysis and management at the highest level of government, project management and consultancy, and university teaching and research. A product of Prempeh College with a BSc Honors degree in architectural design from the University of Science and Technology, KWAKU subsequently qualified as a chartered architect with the Royal Institute of British Architects. He holds an MBA from Cardiff University and PhD in Business Administration from Middlesex University. KWAKU has participated in various senior executive management programs at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and Oxford University. He has extensive experience in strategic management, is currently a professor at the Gimpa School of Public Services and Governance, and engaged in a variety of research projects in selected African countries. From 2017 to 2024, KWAKU served as a senior policy advisor to the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. As foundation coordinator of the Energy Sector Recovery Program 2020 to 2024, KWAKU chaired the cash waterfall mechanism and natural gas clearinghouse committees. He also chaired Ghana's infrastructure-related technical working group on the African Continental Free Trade Area. In 2020, KWAKU was a lead author in the development of Ghana's integrated digital transformation blueprint 2020 to 2030, served on the working committee constituted to develop Ghana's digital economy policy, having led in 2019 the organization of Ghana's Maiden Digital Roadmap Conference, which was aimed at making the country the preferred digital innovation hub in Africa. In 2018, KWAKU led through Parliament the processes of birthing Ghana's integrated aluminium as well as integrated iron and steel development projects. Previously, KWAKU worked at the Office of the President, Ghana, where he was head of Policy Coordination, Monitoring and Evaluation, chairman of the Oil and Gas Technical Committee, director of Ghana's Central Governance Project, member of the President Investors Advisory Council, and advisory board member of the UN Initiative on Continental Shelf Delineation. Prior to that, KWAKU worked as a manager of PwC's Policy, Management and Strategy Division, and also as an architect and project manager of multi-million-dollar residential, retail, office, and residential projects in the UK. In academia, he served as Dean of the Central University's Business School and lectured at the University of Cardiff and Portsmouth, an author of several books, and with over 100 scholarly publications. KWAKU has facilitated workshops and presented papers at numerous international fora. He is a fellow of the prestigious Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences and has been elected to the Amber Hall of Excellence for outstanding contribution to the literature and body of knowledge. Prof. APPIAH-ADU has served on several public and private sector boards, including the following: Foundation Chairman, National Identification Authority, Foundation Chairman, Switchback Developers Limited, Chairman, Ghana Hostels Limited, Director, Ghana Grid Company Limited, and Director, Metropolitan Insurance Company Limited. Currently, he is board chairman, Glyco Pensions Trustee Limited, Director, Consolidated Bank Ghana Limited, Vivo Energy Ghana Limited, and Tech Hustle Ghana Limited. KWAKU has received several honors, including recipient of Outstanding Public Service Personality Award 2023, Outstanding Energy Management Award 2022, President Crystal Awards for exceptional contribution to business, environment reforms, and national development 2008, Top Government ICT Project Manager of the Year 2008, and Amber Citation of Excellence with Highest Quality Rating Award for the paper on market orientation in the biotech industry, 1999. Very impressive profile. And on that note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I now invite Professor KWAKU APPIAH-ADU to deliver his lecture on harnessing technology for transformative monitoring and evaluation, a framework for sustainable development. Professor APPIAH-ADU, you have the podium.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, President, past presidents, vice presidents of the Academy, past vice presidents, council members, and colleague fellows of the Academy, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends from the media, all protocols observed. It is with immense joy and deep humility that I stand before you today to deliver my inaugural lecture titled Harnessing Technology for Transformative Monitoring and Evaluation, a Framework for Sustainable Development. I extend my heartfelt appreciation to God Almighty and the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences for their tireless efforts in making this event possible. Your commitment to knowledge and national development is deeply commendable. To this august assembly, each of you holds a unique place in my heart. It is no coincidence that you are here. I invited you because I believe in your shared commitment to a better Ghana, and this lecture is not just an academic exercise. It is a call to collective action. I am confident that by the end of our time together, we would have ignited ideas and fostered partnerships that will push our nation closer to the goal of sustainable development, where responsibility is shared and progress is inclusive. Let us begin this journey together. M&E are the twin pillars of effective governance and project management. Monitoring is the continuous tracking of activities and outputs, collecting data on what is being done, for whom, and how much. Evaluation, on the other hand, is the periodic assessment of outcomes and impacts, analyzing whether those activities achieved their intended goals and why. In simple terms, if a development project were a journey, monitoring is like checking the GPS and fuel gauge in real time, while evaluation is stopping to ask, did we reach the right destination, and was it worth the trip? Key concepts in M&E include performance indicators, measurable values or metrics that signal progress, the distinction between outputs and outcomes, impacts, and feedback loops for learning. Outputs are the immediate results of activities. Example, number of schools built or farmers trained. Whereas outcomes are the longer-term changes or benefits that result, example, improved literacy rates or higher crop yields. Impact goes a step further, measuring the broader systemic and often long-term effects of a project or policy on society, the economy, or the environment, such as reduced poverty levels or sustained environmental conservation. A well-functioning M&E system feeds data on outputs and outcomes back into decision-making, creating a feedback loop that allows policymakers and managers to adjust course in response to what is working or not. From decades of experience, I can attest that these concepts are not just academic jargon. They are deeply practical. I learned this early in my career, long before I formally knew the term M&E. In the early 90s, as a young architect and project manager overseeing the construction of a science laboratory in Wales, I found myself every week to check if construction milestones were being achieved. I walked the site with checklists, ensuring each phase, foundation, framing, finishing, stayed on schedule and met quality standards. In essence, I was monitoring the project's outputs, the task completed, and evaluating its outcomes, a fully functional lab that met researchers' needs. Those hands-on experiences, tracking progress in real time and troubleshooting delays, instilled in me the value of systematic oversight. They also taught me the power of feedback. Whenever an issue surfaced, say delayed shipment of materials, we would discuss lessons learned and improvements of the project. This feedback loop became a guiding principle in my work. Why does M&E matter so much beyond individual projects? At the organizational and national levels, M&E systems are pivotal for transparency, accounting program impact, and ensuring that initiatives align with their intended objectives. In government, where resources are scarce and needs are great, M&E provides the evidence base to decide what policies to continue, what to fix, and what to halt. Without reliable monitoring, a government might spend millions on a health program and only realize years later that patient outcomes did not improve. Without proper evaluation, successful pilot projects might never be scaled up, and failing projects might linger on due to inertia. In short, M&E shines a light on performance, enabling data-driven decisions that can improve public services and citizens' lives. Traditionally, M&E in governance has faced limitations. In the early part of my career, monitoring often meant labor-intensive paperwork and manual data collection, while evaluation meant waiting for quarterly or annual reports to trickle in. We relied on site visits, paper forms, and after-the-fact evaluations to judge success. These approaches provided valuable insights, but were slow and retrospective. By the time an evaluation report landed on a decision-maker's desk, the data might be a year out of date. I vividly recall the era of giant binders and extensive Excel spreadsheets that took weeks, if not months, to compile. In a fast-paced world, this was like trying to steer a ship using last year's map. Indeed, such delays and data gaps increasingly clash with the demands of modern governance. Today's policymakers require timely, accurate, and actionable data to respond to evolving social, whether managing a pandemic or tracking climate adaptation projects. Waiting a year to find out what worked is simply not the best approach. This is where the technological transformation of M&E enters the story. Over the past 2 decades, digital innovations have begun to reshape how we monitor and evaluate programs, making M&E faster, smarter, and more integrated. Analytics, mobile problems early, allocate resources more optimally, and adapt interventions on the fly. For example, instead of manually aggregating survey forms, we have mobile apps that upload field data instantly to a central database. Instead of static reports, we have live dashboards highlighting key performance indicators, KPIs. Instead of guesswork, we can use machine learning to predict which initiatives are likely to succeed. As Michael Patton, an evaluation expert, noted, the complexity of social programs calls for real-time learning and adaptation, something that traditional evaluation struggled with, but technology-driven M&E can facilitate. Crucially, technology is not a silver bullet by itself, but it enables new approaches that were previously impossible. We can engage citizens directly through crowdsourced feedback, map project sites via GPS satellites, and secure data integrity through blockchain encryption. The integration of these tools is leading to more dynamic and responsive governance models. In my own journey, I've seen a remarkable shift. Where we once compiled quarterly reports by hand, we now have government dashboards updating progress every day. This lecture will explore that transformation. We will begin by looking at 3 case studies from Malaysia, Canada, and Ghana that highlight the evolution of M&E in practice. These accounts, drawn from my career and observations, show both the why and how of modernizing M&E. We will then delve into 4 actionable ways technology is enhancing M&E today, from real-time data to cloud-based dashboards for performance monitoring to AI analytics and blockchain security, highlighting both the opportunities and pitfalls, including lessons from less successful attempts like India's Aadhaar and Kenya's Huduma number. By the end, I hope to convey an inspiring yet realistic picture of how harnessing technology can make M&E truly transformative, driving sustainable development through smarter policies and better governance. Let us start with the case studies, which ground this discussion in real-world experience. Each case illuminates a different aspect of tech-enabled M&E, and together they form a narrative of progress, from the pioneering reforms in Malaysia to the systemic approach in Canada to the homegrown innovations in Ghana, a journey I have been privileged to be part of. Malaysia's PIMANDU model, data-driven public service delivery. The first case takes us to Malaysia, a country that in 2009 embarked on an ambitious journey to reform its public sector performance. At that time, Malaysia faced the National Transformation Challenge. It aimed to become a high-income developed nation by 2020, and to do so needed to drastically improve government delivery on key services and development programs. The Malaysian government recognized that its big goals under the Government Transformation Program and Economic Transformation Program would fall flat without an effective way to implement and monitor them. Traditional siloed approaches and slow feedback loops were not up to the task. In essence, the challenge was how to ensure that lofty plans translated into tangible results on the ground in areas ranging from crime reduction to infrastructure and rural development. In response to its national transformation goals, Malaysia established the Performance Management and Delivery Unit, PIMANDU, in 2009. With the aim of embedding data-driven accountability into the core of government operations. PIMANDU means driver or guide in Malay, and was led by Senator Idris Jalla, and introduced a series of groundbreaking innovations for the public sector. One major advancement was the development of a centralized digital dashboard that allowed real-time performance monitoring by consolidating key performance indicators from ministries and agencies into a single, frequently updated platform. For the first time, the Prime Minister and other senior officials could visually track the status of numerous initiatives as they unfolded. If a road construction project in Selangor fell behind schedule, or a crime spike occurred in Kuala Lumpur, these issues would immediately appear as red flags on the dashboard, prompting swift alerts and corrective actions rather than delayed responses. Another critical element of PIMANDU's model was the use of predictive analytics and artificial intelligence to inform strategic decision-making. The unit didn't just gather data. It analyzed historical patterns to anticipate problems and adjust accordingly. For instance, if trends indicated a district wasn't on track to meet its school enrollment targets the following year, the system would flag this early, allowing authorities to reallocate resources or update strategies in advance. This combination of real-time visibility and forward-looking intelligence marked a major evolution in how Malaysia managed public sector performance. A defining feature of Malaysia's approach to M&E under Pemandu was its early shift from reactive governance to proactive problem solving through data and technology. The government leveraged data analytics not just to track progress, but to anticipate issues before they surfaced, running what-if scenarios to preemptively reallocate resources, such as diverting funds to a health clinic expected to exceed capacity, or launching preventive campaigns in areas where crime was predicted to rise. Equally groundbreaking was Pemandu's commitment to transparency and public engagement. Each year, it realized and made possible detailed public reports functioning as national report cards that openly tracked progress on government promises using clear, measurable indicators like the number of roads constructed or shifts in public perception or corruption. This open data model, unprecedented in Malaysia at the time, gave citizens direct access to performance information, encouraging them to hold government accountable. It also fostered a culture of public dialogue and scrutiny, where informed citizens could actively engage with policy outcomes. Ministries felt the pressure. As one Pemandu official humorously noted at a conference, no minister wanted KPI indicators to show up in red on the dashboard when the report was published, because the entire country would see it. This culture of openness and early action helped establish a governance model rooted in trust, data, and accountability. Malaysia's data-driven M&E overhaul through Pemandu yielded measurable and wide-reaching results both domestically and internationally. In its first year, the country experienced a 35% drop in reported street crime as law enforcement agencies, guided by clear KPIs, concentrated resources on crime hotspots, delivering rapid improvements in urban safety. In parallel, public trust in the government's anti-corruption efforts saw a notable boost. A Transparency International survey revealed that confidence rose from 28% in 2009 to 48% in 2010, suggesting that citizens recognized and believed that reforms were truly underway. Beyond crime and governance, Pemandu also delivered vital infrastructure upgrades. Approximately 2 million rural residents gained access to improved basic services such as potable water, electricity, roads, and housing within just a few years. Independent evaluations confirmed these outcomes, reinforcing the stance that Pemandu's work wasn't just optics. It led to tangible quality of life improvements. This impact didn't stop at Malaysia's borders. Pemandu became a global reference point for effective delivery units. With its methodologies, including centralized delivery teams, solution-focused labs, rigorous KPI tracking, and public reporting being replicated or adapted in countries like Indonesia, Rwanda, and Nigeria. Its influence grew as strong as Malaysia could move its process forward. So strong that international consultants and officials began referring to implementing a Pemandu-style approach in their own governments, turning Malaysia's model into a template for public sector reform well beyond Southeast Asia. The lessons from Pemandu are many. High-level political commitment. The Prime Minister of Malaysia personally championed it, bringing in talent with private sector data skills and fostering a culture of result orientation in the civil service. But perhaps the biggest lesson is that data can galvanize action. When ministers see performance metrics turn amber or red, it triggers an urgency to act, something that vague narratives never did. Malaysia demonstrated that with the right structures and tech tools, even a large bureaucracy can become more agile and outcomes focused. Canada's standardized M&E framework, enhancing accountability. Our next case study takes us across the globe to Canada, a country very different from Malaysia in context, yet pursuing the same core goal of improving governance through better monitoring and evaluation. Canada is often lauded for its good governance, and part of that reputation stems from how it evaluates and manages public programs. The challenge Canada faced implicitly over years of administering a large federal system was the risk of fragmented or inconsistent evaluation practices across various government agencies and provinces. Imagine a country where health programs in one province are measured by completely different criteria from those in another. It would be difficult to know nationally what's working best. Canada recognized early that achieving genuine accountability and learning in M&E required a unified national approach, specifically standardized frameworks and indicators that could generate consistent, comparable insights across departments and programs. Beyond just structure, Canada also saw a chance to harness its growing tech and data capabilities to modernize evaluation methods for the digital age. The goal was to evolve from traditional retrospective assessments into a more integrated, timely, and analytical M&E ecosystem. To do this, the federal government, through institutions like the Treasury Board and Global Affairs Canada, implemented a national M&E framework grounded in results-based management principles, RBM. These guidelines ensure that all government bodies adopted a shared language of outputs, outcomes, and indicators. But the innovation extended well beyond policy manuals. Canada also invested in advanced tools, most notably machine learning, to elevate the analytical power of its evaluations. Agencies began using AI to examine decades of data on social programs, such as child benefits and unemployment support, uncovering trends and simulating the potential effects of policy changes. These algorithms allow policymakers to predict which communities might be at future risk and to tailor interventions based not only on what has happened, but on what is likely to occur. This proactive evidence-based approach reflects Canada's push to bring 21st century intelligence into the heart of public policy and program design. Canada has added powerful tech tools to its M&E framework, one of the most notable being geospatial mapping for service delivery monitoring. As the second largest country in the world by land area, Canada faces the constant challenge of ensuring equitable service access across vast and often remote regions. By incorporating geographic information systems, officials can visualize service and infrastructure data on interactive maps, such as maps the distribution of healthcare facilities or public works projects across provinces, which allows them to instantly identify regional disparities. For example, a GIS-based map might reveal that some rural areas have far fewer clinics per capita than urban centers, prompting targeted policies like offering incentives for healthcare workers in underserved regions. In environmental monitoring, GIS is used to track shifts in forest cover or water quality in near real time, further showcasing the tool's range. Alongside this spatial innovation, Canada has placed strong emphasis on cross-sectoral data standardization. Whether evaluating education, infrastructure, or healthcare, all government agencies follow consistent definitions and reporting standards for indicators such as employment or graduation rates. This alignment enables national level bodies like the Treasury Board Secretariat to aggregate and compare data across departments, building a unified and coherent narrative of Canada's overall performance. The result is a monitoring system that is not only technologically advanced, but also methodologically consistent and strategically integrated. By leading the way in M&E standardization, Canada has created a foundation for transparency, consistency, and accountability across the public sector. In 2018, the government published a detailed guide on results-based management specifically for international assistance programs, reinforcing the role of standard frameworks and data-driven decision-making in public administration. This guide is part of a broader suite of policy documents that have entrenched a strong evaluation culture within the Canadian public service. The impact of this standardized tech-enabled approach is visible in multiple areas of the economy. First, it has enabled more efficient public spending. Continuous evaluation through AI and advanced analytics allows the government to detect underperforming programs and reallocate funds to initiatives that deliver stronger outcomes. For instance, if job training schemes are found to have little impact on actual employment, they can be defunded in favor of more effective models. This use of data has bolstered Canada's reputation for sound fiscal governance. Second, program performance has improved measurably, particularly in child welfare, where predictive modeling based on years of case data helps identify at-risk children, ensuring social workers intervene where they are most needed. In healthcare, mapping outcomes has revealed underserved regions and driven targeted interventions like mobile clinics in remote northern communities. These improvements are reflected in rising satisfaction with public services and better metrics in health, access, and education. Finally, Canada's leadership in data-driven governance has gained international recognition. In practice, you would realize that its practices have influenced OECD standards and are frequently cited at global development fora. Canada not only shares its expertise through technical assistance, but is also seen as a benchmark for governments seeking to build modern, evidence-based M&E systems. This soft power outcome underscores how mastering M&E is now seen as part of modern governance and leadership on the world stage. While Canada's journey is ongoing, no system is perfect. They continue to refine their indicators and address data privacy concerns. The core lesson from Canada is the value of consistency and integration. By unifying data and embracing new analytical tools, Canada has created a feedback-rich environment where policy can continually learn and adapt. Ladies and gentlemen, let's think about this. What if in our government, if you propose a new program, the first question is, what is your evaluation plan? That culture, coupled with technology, truly embeds M&E into governance rather than treating M&E as an afterthought. Ghana's evolving M&E system, a personal journey and digital transformation. For our third case study, we come to Ghana, our beloved country, where I've had the privilege of contributing to the evolution of M&E over the past few decades. Ghana's story is one of gradual transformation from traditional methods to increasingly high-tech systems against the backdrop of institutional reforms. In the early 2000s, when the government of Ghana sought to seek policy delivery strengthened, we encountered a familiar challenge: how to systematically monitor a broad swathe of development projects and public services in a way that informs the president and improves results. Much of the monitoring was ad hoc or paper-based, lodged in individual ministries with varying capacities, with little coordination and information often not reaching the central government in time. In 2002, I was appointed to lead the Policy Coordination, Monitoring and Evaluation Unit at the Office of the President. Ghana's first attempt to centralize M&E in the presidency. It was an exciting, almost from scratch. Instill a culture of monitoring and a system unused to such scrutiny, and do it with limited technology initially. One of my contributions during the 2002-2009 period was developing a template for collaboration between the President's Office and various ministries, policy planning, monitoring and evaluation directorates. This template laid out how we would share data, report on progress, and avoid duplication of monitoring efforts, creating a network linking the presidency with all ministries and streamlining data flows. Change did not come easy. Resistance from some senior officials was a major obstacle. Some sector ministers initially saw the PCMEU as an intrusion. Some sector ministers would not even want to talk to us. But we overcame these barriers through persistence and relationship building, making it clear that the PCMEU was not there to police anyone, but to ensure that we were all on the same team, in the same boat, rowing together in the interest of Mother Ghana. We swim together. We drown together. By demonstrating humility, deep knowledge of their sectors, and a genuine desire to help, our team gradually won trust. Over time, many ministers came to see the value of having data at their fingertips and a direct line to the presidency to resolve bottlenecks. The unit went about its work quietly but effectively. By and large, ministers accepted, even welcomed this enhanced monitoring and evaluation role. This experience impressed on me a key lesson. Introducing new M&E systems, particularly tech-based ones, requires change and change management and buy-in, not just hardware and software. People are the heart of M&E, and bringing them on board is half the battle. Ghana's M&E capabilities truly leapt forward as we started integrating digital technologies in the late 2000s. Several key systems illustrate this progress. One is the Electronic Health Information System, EHIS, in the health sector, a nationwide digital health database that integrates real-time patient records, tracks healthcare performance indicators, and monitors essential drug and vaccine supply chains. Implemented with support from development partners around 2010-2011, EHIS replaced the tangle of paper registries with a cohesive electronic platform, allowing for data-driven healthcare reforms, reducing inefficiencies, and speeding response times, such as during epidemic outbreaks. In education, Ghana deployed the Education Management Information System, EMIS, a comprehensive database capturing school enrollment, attendance, exam results, and infrastructure data, enhanced by GIS mapping, which enabled policymakers to visualize the geographic distribution of schools and identify underserved regions needing targeted interventions. With that knowledge, the government and partners like UNESCO, which documented this in 2017, could channel investments more effectively, building schools where they were missing, directing training programs to districts that needed the most. The EMIS GIS integration turned annual thick statistical reports into an interactive planning tool, making it easier for ministers or district education directors to use. This innovation underscores how technology enhances not just data collection, but data use. The agriculture sector also saw a tech boost with the Agricultural Management Information Systems, AMIS, which monitors food production, commodity prices, and farming inputs using extension officers and satellite observations. AMIS enables policymakers to get real-time alerts on food security issues and improves agricultural productivity by informing decisions. An evaluation by Mante 2020 found that digital tracking has improved agricultural policy outcomes. A major recent milestone in Ghana's M&E evolution is the Government Performance Tracker, launched in 2024, where I played a key role. It is a public-facing database listing over 17,000 projects with GPS coordinates, status, and photographs, allowing citizens to verify and monitor government initiatives across all sectors. Ghana's embrace of technology in M&E has strengthened public accountability and trust, with tools like the performance tracker enabling citizens and journalists to fact-check political statements, increasing pressure on officials to deliver progress while providing the government a platform to showcase progress and counter misinformation. The tracker's crowdsourced element also allows the public to help verify data, making it a two-way street of engagement. Ghana's M&E journey reflects the broader experience of many developing countries moving from scarce data and weak coordination to digital governance, marked by institution building, capacity development, and tech adoption, though challenges like data quality and sustaining political will remain. Reflecting on 35 years in the field, I am proud of Ghana's transformation from handwritten reports to real-time dashboards, showing the while context matters, leadership buy-in, clear frameworks, and smart use of technology are universal principles for advancing governance. Having explored case studies from Malaysia, Canada, and Ghana, I will now present 4 actionable ways technology is enhancing M&E, enriched by real-world examples and cautionary lessons. The key roles of technology in M&E. Modern technologies are driving innovation in how we monitor and evaluate projects and policies. Here are 4 key ways technology is being harnessed in M&E, each illustrated with examples and a look at challenges, because even the best tech has its pitfalls. 1. Real-time data collection through mobile devices and Internet of Things sensors. One of the most transformative impacts of technology on M&E is the ability to collect data in real time or near real time. Mobile phones, tablets, and IoT sensors now enable continuous field data collection, allowing for rapid feedback and timely decision-making. A notable example is the PMA 2020 project across several African and Asian countries, where trained resident enumerators used smartphones to administer surveys on family planning and water sanitation. Data was uploaded instantly to central service, providing fast turnaround, nationally representative data. In Ghana, this allowed health officials to track contraceptive use and water access in near real time, enabling quick interventions like dispatching extra vaccines in response to rising cases. IoT sensors are extending real-time monitoring to physical infrastructure and the environment. In rural water systems, for example, UNICEF's Smart Pumps project in Kenya, there's the use of sensors to track usage and functionality. If a pump isn't used, an alert is sent to maintenance teams before issues escalate. This approach transforms maintenance into a proactive task. Similar applications are found in agriculture, example, soil moisture sensors, energy, example, smart meters, and wildlife conservation, example, GPS collars. These sensors offer reliable, high-frequency data directly from the source, reduce errors, and support innovative impact evaluation approaches, such as measuring actual usage of water systems or solar lamps. The benefits of real-time data include agile management and early trend detection, but challenges remain. Data quality can be compromised by poor connectivity, faulty sensors, or technical failures. Some outcomes, like empowerment or social cohesion, still require qualitative evaluation. The ADA system in India highlights such risks. Fingerprint scan failures due to worn prints or connectivity issues have led to exclusion from essential welfare programs. Real-time systems must be designed with safeguards, such as backup methods and offline functionality, to prevent harm, and if done right, real-time data empowers adaptive, continuous M&E, but it demands vigilance and robust design. 2, artificial intelligence-driven predictive analytics for foresight and learning. AI, particularly machine learning algorithms, have made inroads into M&E by offering something exciting: predictive analytics. Rather than just saying what has happened, AI can help forecast what might happen under different scenarios. In M&E, predictive models can analyze historical and real-time data to identify patterns and anticipate outcomes, allowing early intervention. A practical example comes from Canada, where agencies analyze decades of program data to predict policy effectiveness for various demographic groups. These insights allow for timely adjustments, such as tailoring job retraining support for older rural workers. AI is also used in predictive maintenance of public infrastructure and in the health sector to foresee disease outbreaks by analyzing diverse data sets, including social media. AI further aids in counterfactual analysis, helping answer what might have occurred without a given intervention. However, as with any powerful tool, there are critical concerns with AI in M&E. A major risk is algorithmic bias and false predictions. Models reflect the data they are trained on, and if the data is biased, the AI can reinforce existing inequalities. The Netherlands series system illustrates this danger. It used citizen data to predict welfare fraud, but was halted for violating privacy and disproportionately targeting low-income immigrant neighborhoods. This case underscores the need for transparency and fairness in the use of AI. M&E practitioners must ensure predictive tools do not simply echo historical disadvantages or deprioritize high-need communities. Interpretability is another issue. AI may offer predictions without clear explanations, which limits learning. Although explainable AI is emerging, it remains vital to balance AI with human judgment and qualitative insights. In sum, AI-driven predictive analytics offer a way to make M&E more forward-looking. They support what some call developmental evaluation, where real-time modeling informs adaptive innovation. AI can forecast outcomes during pilots and guide iterative program design. The potential is immense, predicting which projects may fail and fixing them in design, or identifying struggling communities in advance and offering tailored support. Yet, this promise must be pursued with caution. The Dutch case reminds us that hasty, opaque AI deployment can harm rather than help. The guiding principle is to pair AI with traditional M&E methods. Let machine learning find patterns, then use qualitative evaluation to interpret and validate. This ensures a balanced approach, combining prediction and explanation for ethical and effective learning. 3, cloud-based dashboards and data platforms for performance monitoring. Cloud-based dashboards and integrated data platforms play a crucial role in organizing, sharing, and visualizing information for decision makers. Unlike older systems where data was locked in silos or individual PCs, cloud-based platforms provide a centralized, accessible repository enabling real-time access and updates across different governmental levels. A prime example is Ghana's Performance Tracker, a web-based dashboard where officials and citizens monitor thousands of projects. Visual tools like graphs and maps make data intuitive, and real-time syncing ensures that everyone works with the same up-to-date information. The result is improved coordination and evidence-based decision-making. Global counterparts like Malaysia's Pemandu, the DHIS2 platform, and the custom results portals across sectors demonstrate the scalability and analytical power of these systems. Cloud technology ensures data integration, accessibility from mobile devices, and resilience in crisis situations such as the COVID-19 pandemic. Dashboards enable users to filter and explore data on the fly, encouraging a culture of inquiry among even the non-technical citizen. Nevertheless, implementation challenges persist, including ensuring data reliability, connectivity limitations, user adoption hurdles, and the critical need for cybersecurity. Ghana's experience highlights the importance of training, offline support, and mandating dashboard use to drive adoption. Crucially, dashboards must be integrated into routine management to avoid abandonment of the donor-supported setups. When embedded in regular workflows, as in Canada, Malaysia, and also in the Ghana example, cloud dashboards foster real-time responsiveness, transparency, and collaborative governance. Issues like underperformance can be addressed immediately rather than waiting for people to report periodically, transforming M&E from a retrospective task to a current management tool. Public or oversight access further enhances trust and accountability. As one Ghanaian minister aptly put it, I cannot imagine how we used to make decisions basically flying blind. This growing sentiment reflects the global shift toward evidence-informed governance. 4, blockchain and secure data systems for transparency and data integrity. The fourth and final tech role I will discuss is perhaps the newest frontier in M&E, the use of blockchain technology and other secure distributed systems to ensure data integrity and transparency. Blockchain offers a tool to lock in data transparently so that any change is visible to all stakeholders, thereby deterring data manipulation. Estonia has implemented blockchain elements in its e-governance systems to secure public records, while Brazil has experimented with a blockchain-based procurement and payment system to enhance accountability. Similarly, community-based monitoring projects have begun logging beneficiary feedback on blockchain to ensure it cannot be altered or erased. Smart contracts are also being explored to trigger payments based on verified outcomes, making funding more performance-based. However, blockchain is not a cure-all and introduces new complexities. Public blockchain networks require significant technical and computational resources. Governance structures must define who maintains the system and how trust is managed. There is also the issue of irreversibility. Incorrect entries, once recorded, cannot be deleted, only appended with corrections. Blockchain does not guarantee data quality. It merely secures what is recorded. Furthermore, real-world project implementation often faces political, institutional, and legal barriers, as seen in Honduras's stalled land registry project and Kenya's Huduma Number Initiative, which faced public mistrust and legal challenges due to data protection concerns. Despite these challenges, blockchain has a niche but growing role in building trustworthy data ecosystems for M&E. Coalitions of NGOs can use a shared ledger for project indicators, reducing disputes and improving transparency. Beneficiaries can receive digital tokens for services rendered, shifting power dynamics by giving them proof of service delivery. Looking forward, decentralized autonomous organizations may enable communities to vote on project priorities with transparent fund allocation. Ultimately, technology, from mobile phones to AI to blockchain, must support, not replace, human judgment and stakeholder engagement. This fusion is essential for M&E to drive sustainable development effectively. To wrap up this section, technology from mobile phones to AI to blockchain provides us with amazing tools to enhance M&E. However, each tool must be used thoughtfully, keeping in mind the human context, ethical considerations, and the fundamentals of good data practice. A fancy dashboard or AI model is not a substitute for critical thinking and stakeholder engagement. Rather, it is a support. The marriage of human judgment and tech support is where I believe M&E can truly become transformative. With these 4 areas, real-time data, AI analytics, cloud-based dashboards, and blockchain secure data systems, we have a robust toolkit to drive sustainable development forward more effectively than ever before, learning and iterating as we go. In conclusion, the journey we have traversed from basic M&E concepts understanding to exploring case studies and cutting-edge tools paints a hopeful picture. M&E, enhanced by technology, is more than a bureaucratic requirement. It is a lifeline of feedback for governance and development. Despite all my years of experience in this field, I have never been excited about its potential. We can now monitor in real time, evaluate with predictive insight, map our progress, and secure our data like never before. Yet, we do so remembering that technology is a means, not an end. The end is improving human lives through informed action. I often think of M&E as the headlamps on the vehicle of development. It does not drive the car. But without it, you are driving blind. Today, our headlamps just got a lot brighter with light-emitting diodes, LED, and smart technology, so to speak. It is up to us to ensure that everyone is on the road and no one is left behind in darkness. With the right blend of innovation, integrity, and inclusiveness, harnessing technology for transformative monitoring and evaluation can indeed provide a robust framework for sustainable development. I thank you for your attention. And now I will take this opportunity to say that this is just the beginning of some work which a colleague and I are working on, a book project. And really, the interesting thing is that he worked with the World Bank all around the world and also worked in Ghana and worked in Canada, worked in other places. So we are bringing to bear the experiences that we've had all around the world. And we have serious input from East Africa, serious inputs from Southern Africa, and then some great inputs from Ghana as well. But we are going to draw on all the experiences that we've had all around the world. And 50%, more than 50% of the work is done. God willing, by the end of this year, it should be ready. We plan to launch it late this year or early next year. So when the time is about right, we will get in touch with you. That would have a lot more. Today, we've talked about technology and M&E. This one now will talk about technology and M&E and the political economy. So if you are a mathematician, I think we can call it integration, right? Integration, so we're going backwards. So that's what we want to do. Some businessmen and all that may also call it backward integration, something like that, right? So the title is Political Economy of Institutionalizing M&E Practice in Ghana, Opportunities and Limitations. Well, we have the opportunity to talk to many people who have been involved in M&E in Ghana and beyond. So I thank you very much for allowing me to take a little bit of your time to make that announcement. Now, Chairman, at this point, I think I'll go on to do my acknowledgements. Right. Thank you very much, Chairman. Our sponsors are here, and because of time, all we will do is the wave, so the wave, good. CBG, we want to appreciate you. Stanbic Bank, we appreciate you. Greatco, we appreciate you. And the Ghana Chamber of Mines, we appreciate you. Those are our sponsors. So, reps, thank you very much. Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, the Council, President, and the Council members, we thank you very much. All Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences fellows, we appreciate you very much for all that you've been doing for Ghana and also how you encouraged me in respect of the preparation for this inaugural lecture. I see some faces, so I'll just mention some names very quickly, but I'll come to other names later. Professor Wellington, my lecturer at the University of Science and Technology. Professor Nee Boy-Tegu, my good friend, old friend, we worked together on quite a number of projects. Thank you very much. And then I'll skip. But Professor Isabella Kwache, our president. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. Yes. Professor Otin Yabua, see you here as well. Thank you very much for coming. And yes, so fellows, I'm just trying to pick the fellows. Professor Korte is here. Thank you very much. And did I see Professor Ernest Korte, Ernest Ayete walking? Okay, maybe I saw somebody like him, but maybe he wasn't the one. So we appreciate all fellows. We appreciate you. If I escape you, please forgive me. Right. So the GAS Secretariat, Academy Secretariat, Executive Secretary, Kate, my program manager, thank you very much. The tech team, thank you very much. We appreciate you. Heads and representatives of all diplomatic missions and development partners who are here, we appreciate you. And then now mention some names. Here with us is my father-in-law, Professor Eugene Hammond Amonuniza, Vice Chancellor Emeritus, KNUST. Daddy, we appreciate you. I have some special uncles here. So, Nana Susubribi Krobia Asante, we appreciate you. Otherwise known as Nana Dr. SKB Asante. Mr. Kwame Pianim, appreciate you. One of my uncles. So, Uncle Sam Ukujetu, we appreciate you. Very good. Mr. Paul Granting, we appreciate you. Good. Good. Legislators, I know that the Honorable Patricia P.J. is here. Has she left? Is she here? We appreciate you. I was expecting Kojo Oponkroma to be here, the Honorable. Maybe he hasn't made it yet. Is he here? Oh, the Honorable Kojo Oponkroma, you're welcome. Now, Kojo Oponkroma and I spent sleepless nights on the performance tracker. So please, let's appreciate him. Sleepless nights. Sleepless nights. And then I have some diplomats here as well. Ambassador Dr. Ni Ukai Hammond. We appreciate you. Immediate past ambassador to China. Ambassador General Obed Akwa, former Chief of Defense Staff, and immediate past ambassador to Egypt. We appreciate you. Ambassador Elizabeth J. Is she here? She been able to make it? Not? Ambassador Rashid Inusa. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for coming. Good. Then I would move on to what I call the corporate environment. Mrs. Florence Hashford, my own cousin, she's here. Auntie Florence, yes. The Honorable Joe Kuju, is he here? Good. Thank you very much. Good. Sam Ashite Ajay had a board meeting and he was supposed to rush after the board meeting. Has he been able to make it? Okay then, right. Okay. Dan Wilson Ado. Dan, I saw you. Good. Dan. Good. Dr. Ufuritan Krang. Good. Engineer Magma. Where is he? I saw him. I shook his hands. All right. So the Great Co people here will represent him. Then good to see you. Good to see you. Good. Dr. Yawansu, Board Chairman, DBG. Nice to see you. And one of my Sir George Amwako as well. Good. The next, I want to recognize my own pastor, Opoku Bafo, who's caught up in a retreat somewhere. He really wanted to come. Reverend Abraham Pukbafo, but the elders and members of Asbury Dunwell Church. All those who are here, I've seen quite a few, please. Asbury Dunwell Church. And Obinyaji, you are a member of my church, so you have to wait. Prof, George, George is a member of my church, so he's one of us. Good. All right then. Reverend Enoch Thompson, the president of the Ghana Baptist Convention. Good to see you. Good. All Joyful Way associates who are here, we appreciate you. Let's get a wave. Yes, okay, good. Right. Full Gospel Businessmen's Fellowship International representatives who are here, we appreciate you. Thank you. Good. GLICO, KWAKU APPIAH-ADU Group CEO. Good to see you. Dr. Francis Sapro Grant, CEO, GLICO Pensions Trustee Limited. Good to see you. Board members and senior executives who are here, GLICO family. Appreciate you all. CBG, Board Chair Yawa Samoa. Good to see you. And all current and past board members and senior executives from CBG, we appreciate you. Vivo, board members. Sam Sapong, Mr. Sam Sapong, is he able to make it? Good to see you. Good. And then Mr. Emmanuel Lamti, is he able to make it all the way from High Street? Okay, Mr. Kankam, good to see you. Good. Tech Hustle, Dr. Vita Grant, joining us from California. Novisi Kwame, Novisi, thank you very much. Steve Ampong and the team, thank you very much. And former fellow board members of Greatco, Margins, Switchback Developers, GBH who are here, we appreciate all of you. All of you. Good. All current and former private public sector CEOs and senior executives or their reps, we appreciate you all. Partners or representatives of the Big Four, PwC, KPMG, Deloitte, Ernst & Young. We appreciate you all. World Bank senior citizens, George, Andrew, and Smile. Good to see you. Good to see you all. Good to see you all. Good. The banks, Stanbic, obviously, a sponsor. DBG is here. Prudential, Leo, whether he was able to make it, Chief Information Officer, Prudential. Good to see you. SG Bank, okay. Angela probably is running a little bit late. The energy sector team, thank you very much for coming. I saw a few of you, so thank you very much. Prembe College Old Boys, the global president is here, Ben Akolache, and all Prembe Old Boys, we appreciate you. Architecture and built environment professionals and graduates, we appreciate you. Invited schools, Achmota is here. Good. Presec Legon. Accra Academy, good to see you all. Thanks for coming. Laboni SHS, good to see you all. Good. Accra Girls. Where are they? Okay, we understand some of them were here. All right, good. Then representatives from the tertiary institutions now, GIMPA Rector, Professor Sam Kweku Bonsu. Good to see you. Vice Rector, Professor Ebenezer Adaku. Secretary, Dr. Mrs. Victoria Kumbo, and all colleagues from GIMPA. Representatives of the University of Ghana, KNUST, thank you all for coming, and Central University as well. Academic City University, the president is here, Professor Fred Mark Bagandori. Thank you very much, Fred, for coming. Lancaster University, representing the Provost of Lancaster, is Mr. Pierre Krang. Hope he's here, or was able to make it. Okay, and then Ashasi Lawyer Amwa, supposed to represent the president as well. Representatives of all other public and private sector universities. And family, friends, and associates. We appreciate you all, those in the auditorium and those joining virtually. We appreciate you all. My assistant, Thomas Nana Kwenchi, appreciate you. And then Precious Jehu, assistant, appreciate you as well. And then the nuclear family. Mrs. Nana KWAKU APPIAH-ADU, my better half, is here. Yes. My daughters, Afua and Makida, are also here. The rest have joined virtually. Thank you very much, Chairman. So on that note, thanks very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Acknowledgements have been elaborate, so we won't repeat. We can go through a repetition. There are two presentations to be made, so you are welcome to present. I think one of the corporate bodies and then the family. After which the chair would deliver closing remarks. So those who are ready to make a presentation, you're welcome. So a presentation by GAAS. Thank you, GAAS. Appreciate it. And now will be a presentation by Professor KWAKU APPIAH-ADU's family. Thank you very much. The chairman will now deliver some closing remarks. Thank you.
I have 4 takeaways for you. 4 from the first one. I think the lecture has reinforced the whole issue about the fact that if Ghana wants to develop, wants to promote or compete with other countries, the country must take monitoring and evaluation more seriously than it is now. It's not a question of creating public policy, public planning, monitoring and evaluation directorates at the ministries. It's not about creating a ministry of evaluation, a ministry of monitoring and evaluation in 2017. I like institutions. As a student of institutions, I like institutions, but they must be resourced and they must perform their functions. This country is noted for creating institutions which overlap. There is no coordination. They don't talk to each other. So it's not a question of creating institutions, directorates at the ministry, or a whole ministry for monitoring and evaluation. But when we create institutions, they must perform. Monitoring and evaluation is a key component of the policy cycle. We have not been able to do that. So for a country which is interested in sustainable development, we should, as much as possible, take monitoring and evaluation more seriously. Two, the second takeaway is the whole issue of what are the drivers of monitoring and evaluation. If you look at the Malaysian and the Canadian cases, there were certain drivers which made M&E very successful. They include technology, reliable data. In Ghana, we always struggle with data. ISA is giving us data, Bank of Ghana is giving us data, Statistical Service is getting us another different set of data. So we don't have, Bank of Ghana is giving us data. We don't have reliable data. For monitoring and evaluation, you need reliable data. Then the other things will be coordination, leadership, ownership, consistency, and continuity. If you look at the cases of Malaysia and Canada, these drivers of M&E were at the core or were at the heart of the success of M&E. Ghana, he classified the Ghanaian case as evolving. Of course, if you are evolving, you are learning from experience. You are making mistakes. But the point is that when you make the mistakes, you must correct them and you do not go back to the mistakes again. In Ghana, what we have seen is that, yes, we learn from mistakes, but we go repeating the mistakes. It is only a non-learning institution or non-learning country which repeats mistakes indefinitely. Takeaway 3. He has emphasized the importance of the decentralization of monitoring and evaluation. It's key, because if you are talking about sustainable development, we must talk about the generality of the country. We must talk about M&E from a comprehensive outlook. What we have seen in Ghana is M&E at the national level or at the central level, no M&E at the local level. We have 261 metropolitan municipal district assemblies. The monitoring and evaluation is weak. So the Auditor General will come back and say, oh, there are infractions or there are issues about the account, because we don't take monitoring and evaluation seriously. When you are talking about monitoring, you are talking about tracking progress. When you are talking about evaluation, you are talking about assessing performance. But we don't take this serious. So decentralization of monitoring and evaluation is key if you want to maintain sustainable development. And finally, the fourth thing that I've gleaned out of the lecture is the whole issue of a positive mindset towards monitoring and evaluation. And when we are talking about a positive mindset, people must be willing to actually buy the whole idea of M&E. If you look at M&E, it's part of public sector reform. And part of any change or reform is resistance. People will resist. So how do we take care of the resistance? It means a whole mindset change. Are we prepared to change attitudes? Are we prepared to change our behavior? Are we prepared to change our beliefs and our perceptions? If we are prepared to do this, then of course we can have an effective monitoring and evaluation which should promote trust and accountability. And trust and accountability have always been missing in the body politic in Ghana. On that note, thanks a lot.
Our chairperson has spoken very strongly, for we have come formally to the end of this evening's program, except a few announcements. One, we wish to announce that there will be a public forum, and it will be on one of the most challenging phenomena of our times for our country. It is titled Galamsey Revisited, taking place from the 2nd to the 4th of June 2025, a 3-day series which will be here in this very auditorium. We cordially invite all of us to be here to listen to experts and our community representatives on this exciting, challenging, difficult, solvable, for want of a better expression, phenomenon. Acknowledgements, Stanbic Bank, GRIDCO, Ghana Chamber of Mines and Consolidated Bank Ghana, and not to forget our schools, our colleagues, younger colleagues from Labone Presec Academy and Accra Academy and Achimota who are here. With that, just remaining that there will be refreshment in the foyer outside, and our young colleagues, you have your refreshments with you so that you get back to your campuses on time. Fellows and all distinguished invited guests are kindly requested to go to the fellows' lunch, which is right through the foyer to the end, and all other visitors are also cordially invited to participate in the refreshments that are available, provided kindly by a distinguished speaker. Our speaker has also kindly requested that there will be a series of photographs to be taken. So there is a colleague who will be guiding us gently through his precious. I guess we all wait for individual cues from him. On that note, I'll say thank you very much. It's been an enjoyable evening, enjoyable lecture. We hope you turn up for the Galamsey Revisited event in June. And may I kindly request that we all stand up as our distinguished speaker.